Hello and welcome to the May 31st stream of Skin Deep Development. I am Brendan Chun, and today we're going to continue working on this grenade that we've been working on for the past few days. 1 minute. All right. Set up. Yeah, so we got this little chemical grenade. And when you throw it, it makes a big splash, and it makes a big puddle of goo everywhere. And yesterday, we added little sizzle effects. That's all like a sizzling. It's bubbling, sizzling. Yesterday, after the stream, I added a little debris piece of the grenade. So it's the spoon part of the grenade. It kind of made it fall down. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. We want to do a few more things. I was thinking it might be kind of nice. Hang on, where was I? Actually, let's go through the to-do list. Okay. Someone in the chat yesterday suggested we add a scorch mark underneath the puddle. And I thought that was a really good idea. So, let's do that. All right. Yeah, let's try to make a scorch mark. Let's first see if we already have something that might be suitable for this. A big version of this. It's kind of too small. All right, we don't really have a suitable version of this for this. Well, for now, we can just use a placeholder, and we'll do a more. Oh, actually, this might that might be good. Ashes 128. Yeah. Oops. Did not want to touch that. Oops. Okay, so let's open up materials, cows. Okay, we're gonna grab that name. What's the best way of doing this? I guess we can do. Let's just try spawning a decal when we create a puddle. That's the most straightforward way of doing this. Cousin Neil says, I love your games. Thanks for streaming your process. Oh, thanks for watching and hanging out in the chat. Yeah, it's fun doing these streams. There's something. I think someone told me one thing where they told me that the best way to verify that you understand something is to try to explain that thing to someone else. And I find that to be super true because I think during my time at I worked at Pandemic Studios for about 5 years, and I think there were often times where I thought I understood a thing, and then I would try to explain that concept to another designer, and I'd very quickly realize, oh, there's lots of things I don't understand about this thing. So it's helpful for me to stream and try to get a better feel of what I do and don't know. Eric's Comics says, I was thinking the burn mark could be the same shape as the puddle, just darker and blurrier. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think for right now, I want to do just a quick test to see if this works in the first place before I go deep on doing art assets. Just gonna do a quick placeholder. See if the placeholder works. Position, Okay. See if that works. Mouse Fountain asks, do you find that the way you work is very different when you're streaming? I mean, it is different in that when I stream, I try to explain my thought process and try to verbalize it, which is very different from talking to myself in my head. I think it's a little bit different also in that if I get stuck on a problem, if I'm not streaming, I'll just like try to work through it. But if I am streaming and I'm just super in a corner and don't know how to go forward, I'll just move on to something else. Usually something easier, so I could get stuff done. All right, let's see if this bird mark works. Hey, I think it worked. Ooh, it also adds some really nice texture. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, hey, that's not bad. Yeah, I really like how it creates this it makes the puddles, it gives the puddles a nice little texture to it. I don't like that it looks like a generic burn mark. I think it would be nice if there was a more specific look that it had. Yeah, so Eric's Comics suggested making the burn mark be the same shape as the puddle, and I think that would be pretty cool. Let's try that out. So go to ashes again. What's the best way of doing this? Okay, we open that. Then we open compuddle. Oh, actually, something we could also do is red, green. Yeah, something else we could also try is to make this white. I think it's generally, for me, it's better practice to keep textures, to not bake in textures. Sorry, to not bake in colors into effects files. I try to keep them black and white, and I try to change the color through the shader effects instead. If you do that, it gives you more freedom to reuse that texture later. All right, cool. So we made the texture black and white, and then we're controlling the color through these parameters. Tells it what colors to fade to. Let's see if the fade out works. We'll hang out here for 10 seconds. Uh-oh. All right, this might not work then. All right, I guess I might need to bake in the color. It's not a big deal. see if this works. Maybe we can. I made this. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to reuse this puddle effect, but I kind of like to give myself option of doing that. I'm gonna do this, do that. Save view. Yep. Yep. If I change to that. I kind of don't like this effect. Let's just undo all of that. I'm gonna leave the color baked in. And we will solve it when we have to solve it. All right. Okay, so we're gonna make a nice scorch mark for this thing. How big are you? You're 128. You are 512. Whoa, you're a big one. Does this need to be 512? Let's try 256. Oh, that looks fine. 256 looks great. Okay. Yeah, let's try to. Yeah, let's try this. Increase your size. Or actually, do the other way around. We're going to decrease your size. You. In here. Saturate. Try that out. I'll be right back. Let me get some water. Mouse button says spotty, maybe? Yeah, I was thinking this could be really nice if it had like little bubble effects. Um, I think that might look pretty cool. But for now, let's try this thing. It's a nice start. Wait, what do we want to call this? Let's call this Chem Puddle Ashes. Yeah. Sounds fine. You, put you down here. Oops. Okay. And throw you in there. All right. Let's try it out. Mouse Fountain says, I can really relate to the stinginess about texture sizes. 128 pixels should be enough for everyone, for anyone. I mean, I agree. I think so. Hmm. Go away. Fade out. Do it. All right. It's a good start. Now, let's try to a nice bubbly effect, like acid was cutting through it. Yeah, I grew up doing mods for Quake and Doom and Half-Life, and I guess for me, I just never really, I just got so used to that mindset of keeping texture sizes super, super tiny, which I think is not a big deal nowadays. I've been told that it just doesn't really matter if you make a 16 by 16 texture. It just doesn't really help you a whole lot. But, I don't know. For me, it's more, I guess it's not so much about performance now, but it's more about just keeping things as simple and as small as I can. And as least complex as I could possibly make it. I think there was a nice Photoshop filter that had bubbles in it, or maybe it was a texture effect. I remember seeing it and thinking, I'll never use this, but now I want to use it. Texturizer? Yeah, I could see it in my mind, but I don't remember what it was. Let's just look on photo. Not really what I want. It looked kind of like a honeycomb effect or like a beehive where just a ton of tiny maybe I'll search for that. Yeah, this is not really, well, maybe this will get what I want. All right, how am I doing this? Create a new empty layer, fill it with, oh, it's just wants to use a pattern. Okay. Let's see, what patterns do I have? I don't really have anything suitable for this. Um, I guess I could manually do it. I don't know. How much of a pain in the butt will that be? This way to do this. Let's try this. See how this looks. That might work. I don't know. Maybe with some variations, it'll look kind of nice. Make some big bubbles. Dr. Jenkin, 1987, says, I love your work. I was wondering about your engine choice. You worked with the Quake 2 engine for Gravity Bone and 30 Flights, and then shifted to id Tech 4 for Quadrilateral Cowboy. What did you like about working with those older engines? And were hesitant to upgrade given the art style that has remained similar? Okay. Yeah, so I used Quake 2 for a bunch of stuff. And Quadrilateral Cowboy, I wanted it to focus on, like, I mean, the game was started because I wanted a game about hacking where you typed commands into a little tiny computer. And the id Tech 4, the Doom 3 engine, had built-in tech for their in-game GUIs, the little computer screens that you can interact with. That was one of the big things that Doom 3 had that I really liked, and I kind of, when Doom 3 came out, I kind of hoped this cool feature that they made would become a thing in other games, but I guess it didn't really catch on the way I thought it would. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. The GUI stuff they have is super good, and it's all very easy to work with and very designer focused. And I really wanted to work with it, and so Quadrilateral Cowboy was kind of built around that. Trying to add that to Quake 2 would have been beyond my skill level. I don't think I would have been able to do that. I think I did briefly investigate Quake 3 engine. The problem with that is that Quake 3 just does not, the vanilla Quake 3 engine doesn't really have much single player functionality. Yeah. Eric's comic says, isn't that the first pattern? The ugly blue bubbles? Oh, did I just completely not? Did I just skip over it? Edit fill pattern. Oh, there it is. There's the ugly blue bubbles. I totally did not see it. Well, let's see if we can overlay it here. That's where I saw it from. Yeah, ugly blue bubbles. Oh, they're so... God, that's not pleasant to look at. Let's see if we can make a really big version. Edit, fill. Repeating is kind of not great to look at. Well, let's try it out. Oh no. Oh, yikes. I guess in my mind I thought it was a like a rendering effect, but I guess it's not. Just remembered this thing the entire time. Well, let's try to do this. We might as well try it out. Want to do edit, transform, saturate. Having a brain fart right now. Where is it? Edit. Adjust. Where's the desaturate? There it is. Okay, all right. That you in here. Oh. Let's try that again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can make this work. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Yeah, let's just stick with the bubble thing that I'm doing right now then. Draw some bubbles. Draw some nice little bubbles. Let's fill up some of these gaps. This is kind of hard to see. Yeah, let's try that out. Want to save over this? Yeah, let's just save over it. Oops. Yes. Hey, that's pretty good. Like that. Yeah. That worked out better than I thought it would. Cool. Good, good, good. I like it. I like it. Tom Smizzle says, I remember Doom 3 having the crosshairs turn into a mouse cursor on an in-game screen and being blown away. Yeah, me too. That was incredible. I think it's still incredible. Like, I think that's such a cool way to interact with screens. And like they had buttons, they had menus. The GUI system is all like text files, so you can make it as elaborate as you want. Like I feel that it's such cool tech, and it's so underexplored, and I highly encourage people to check out how that Doom 3 GUI system works, because it's super good. Oh, Eric's comic says, "Oh, a normal map would make those bubbles look amazing." Ooh, that's pretty tempting. I kind of want to try that. Yeah, let's give that a shot. First, I'm going to save this as a master file. I think I'm trying to get better at saving Photoshop master files for everything, which just retains all the layer information. I think there's a lot of times where I think, I'm never going to change this texture ever again. There's no reason to. And then like a week later, I'll have to modify it for some reason. So even if I don't think I need it, I try to just save it anyways, because why not? Okay, how do I do a... what's the best way of doing this? Guess I can just... Alright, let's try this out. Make a new folder. Let's throw everybody inside here. Doesn't let me change the fill for everybody. I was kind of hoping it would let me. There's a fill on a folder. Alright, that's fine. I'll just manually grab everybody. Yeah, so I think a normal map would be kind of a fun thing to try out here. Pretty excited about this. Okay, so we got all the bubbles. Then we can do that to you. Let's save this also normal. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flatten it, then we're going to invert it, then we're going to do a normal map. Normal map. Scale. Well, let's make it a kind of a subtle effect. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Chempetal ashes N. Yeah, that's right. Chempetal ashes N blend. Well, let's see if how this handles this blend mode. Alright, let's try it out. Oh. First of all, let's make this order. Hey. Alright. Texture decals, Chempetal ashes N. Chempetal ashes N, okay. File size, file name. Looks good. What don't you like about this? Why is it all black? Map. Yeah, the syntax looks okay. It's being weird. Let's try that out. Let's look at decals in the Doom 3 engine, or the Doom 3 stock data. Okay, so there are decals in Doom 3 that used the bump map layer. Well, let's just try that out. Nope. Not like that. let's give this a short. Let's give this a little bit more time to. Let's work on this for a little bit more, and then we'll move on, because I think this might be a dead end. I might need to dig into this later. Oh, yeah, let's try changing the order of it. What if we do it afterwards? Nope. Don't care for that. Yeah, that's too bad. I really want this effect to work. Well, we can put this on the to-do list. All right, that's fine. So let's check in what we got so far. Got a nice decal. Added. Cool. Great. Good, good, good. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Okay. And get rid of that. You know what? I suppose it's time to try to add actual gameplay to this. We've been doing a lot of the visual effect stuff. Let's add a pain trigger to this thing. Uh-oh. I broke it. What did I do? Oh, right. I changed this number. There we go. Cool. Yeah, let's see if we can add a little trigger. So, what we're going to do is W, and I think for the pipe that shoots fire, I added a pain trigger. There it is. Spawn the pain trigger. Okay. Yeah, let's give this a shot. Let's try this out. So we have a function called spawn chem puddle, and in here we are gonna add. Let me just move this. There we go. Okay. What do I need? I need an arguments. Spawn pain trigger. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Just clear. Set vector. Margin. In position. Plus. Okay, so we're going to do a trace line that hits the surface, and then we want to bounce off of it and go up. Okay, so we want a constant for how big we want the pain trigger to be. Int pain trigger size equals I don't know, 32. Sure. Wait. 64. Sure. Size divided by 2. So we're going to rise it off the ground by half the size that we want it. And set vector mins. Actually, let me change this. Let's make it easier for myself. Pain trigger radius. I'll make it 32. Negative. Yeah, I guess we'll just make it a big square. We want a big square? I guess we want it to be more like a pancake. Yeah, let's do that. So the radius is 32 and the height will be I don't know, 8? Sure. Yeah, let's try. Yeah, let's try 8. That's the height. Okay. So we're setting the minimum bounds and the maximum bounds of the trigger volume that we're going to spawn. That. And then we set how often for the thing to hurt you. I think 0.3 is fine. For now, we'll just do a fire damage. We'll make the acid one later. Okay. Let's just copy this. Lifetime is 10,000 milliseconds. Oh, going to the header file. Trigger. Hey. Oops. Angle. Right. Well, let's give it a shot. Dr. Jenkin 1987 says, I love this about developing. It's so interesting, the amount of work and time that goes into one decal, and you will probably wake up in the middle of the night and have an epiphany about what was wrong. Yeah, I think oftentimes when I have a problem, I'll just work on it for a bit, and if I get stuck, I find that often just like the next day, something that was really difficult just becomes, for some reason, really easy. And I also find that a lot of times taking a walk outside or taking a shower are two things that, I don't know, for some reason seem to help me a bit in figuring out problems that I I'm stuck on. Oh yeah, paint trigger. Let's see. There's some debug command for. Let's try this out. Oh, hey. All right. Okay. I think this is a solvable problem. So we just gotta fix how high we are spawning the trigger. So that should do it, I think. Oops. Hey, look at that. Looks pretty good. Oh, it's making me go on fire. Oh my god, it works. Incredible. Put out that fire. Sweet. I am shocked when things work the first time. That is not how it usually is. Cool. The triggers are working. Whoa. Cool. Great. Good. 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 Wonderful. I love it. That was way less painful than I thought it would be. Mouse Fun says, that stuff drives me nuts too, because there's so much stuff that nobody will notice if you do spend the hours making it work, but they'll definitely notice if you don't. Yeah, I find that when I was a kid, I did a lot of scale model work, where I built like World War II planes and a lot of Star Wars, X-Wing fighters, and stuff like that. And I would spend a lot of time on the cockpits and like adding little buttons and dials and wires made out of paper clips in them. And like the details, you would build stuff that you wouldn't even really be able to see. Like, because that area is so cramped, like no one's going to be able to look at it from all the different angles. But I think that if I did not include them, you would kind of like, you can kind of tell when the detail's not there, I guess. And I don't know, I enjoy doing it anyways, so I'm glad I did it. Okay. So there's some weirdness that might happen because the trigger is just like this big pancake. If the puddle spawns on a wall or near let's say near a desk or something, the trigger volume will kind of bleed through a surface. So you'll think you're in a safe space because the decal won't reach that part, but still get hurt. Let's do a little test. Let's see if this concern actually is true. We'll do this, make a little barrier. recompile the map. So if I spawn here, so the decal kind of bleeds through the barrier, which is very surprising. But that's great. My job a lot easier. It's really weird. I'm trying to see if I should make these triggers smaller. They seem like a pretty good size. And they seem like they're not overlapping each other too much. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, it looks fine. I'm kind of surprised that I'm only using one chemical puddle decal. But since they're all clustered like this, you can't really tell that it's just one decal that's being reused over and over again. Cool. Sweet. Alright. I guess it's not so much of a problem as I thought it was. Maybe we'll go with that. Rad. Mouse Fountain asks, what's the put out verb gonna be for acid? Stop, drop, and roll. Yeah, I'm not really sure how you're gonna put out the acid in yourself. I guess you would need some sort of medical thingamajig. Oh, I know in high school chemistry class we had a emergency shower in the back of the classroom, where it's like a big shower head and then like this giant metal handle attached to a cable, and then you would pull the cable and I guess water would fly all over you. I don't know. No one ever got acid thrown on them, so they never had to use a shower. Yeah, maybe some sort of, maybe just water. Could be cute. Huh. Okay. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Anton says, I guess it's an artifact of some kind, but the way the pink decal goes up the wall bit is fantastic. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's... I expected the decal to wrap around the wall, because I think that's what they do for other decals. Or maybe I'm misremembering that. But yeah, when it's near a wall. Yeah, so in this case, like it climbs up the wall, which looks cool. But on this part, you just get this little stripe I'm not sure what controls that. Yeah, same thing here. I don't know. Anyways, that looks cool. I like it. Brax2 says stopping, dropping, and rolling is not advisable while still on the slime, to be honest. I mean, true. This is a good pro tip. Mouse Fountain says, with a base to neutralize it, right? Milk bath. Anton says, drink milk, use a spit aiming straight up. Wow, that's very good. I love it. Mouse Fountain says, shake it off like a dog. I mean, shake a body like a dog is probably a good function to have anyways, regardless of whether your game has acid or not. Yeah, these little dots, that's really good. I like how it's very clear that acid used to be here. Cool. Sweet. Eric's Comic says every level should have an emergency base station milk shower. I love it. I want the milk shower. Okay. Yeah, so right now it just does a fire damage. Let's make a more appropriate damage for the acid. So I'm humming because I want the acid damage to be a little bit different from a normal damage. I really like the system that they used in Left 4 Dead 2, where there's an acid puddle that's one of the monsters creates, and if you stand in it, you take extremely little damage, like almost no damage at all. But the gag is that if you stay in the puddle for, I don't know, over a couple of seconds, then you start taking extremely heavy damage. So I like that it gives you the gameplay of avoiding puddles, but doesn't give you the harsh penalties of kind of feeling like it's a unavoidable hit scan weapon. There's ways to avoid the damage if you react fast enough. So I want to do that. It's a little bit, I think it'll require some code setup, but we'll figure it out. All right, let's do it. I'll go here, I guess. Damage. We'll call you. Yeah, sure. We'll call you Chem Puddle. How's this gonna work? How about we do 2 different chem damages? We'll do damage, chem, light. It has a bunch of settings. And we'll give you a flag is chem. And then we'll do a damage chem heavy. the damage is pretty heavy. Okay, try it out. So we go to the player code. This player code is going to become, well, kind of already is, just way too heavy. File is getting mungo. Okay, so we are in the damage function. I think this is where we want to be. Okay, add you right here. Okay, so I guess we want a timer that tracks how long you're in the acid. And then if that number crosses the threshold of 2 seconds, then changes the damage. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's try that out. Last burn time. Okay, so if you take chemical damage, then we set this variable, last acid time. We want also a time in acid. I probably shouldn't use the word acid, it's making things confusing. Last chem damage time. This is kind of, well, okay, let's try this out. If local time minus last chem damage time is less than 0.4, wait, 400 milliseconds. increase this timer. Chemical time. And if this is more than 2,000 milliseconds, big ouch. Small ouch. Okay, let's try this out. Shmoo32 asks, is every line of a game's code stored inside the source code? Yeah, I mean, yeah, so the Doom 3 engine is released under the GPL license, which makes it available for people to read every part of the engine and to use it in their own projects. Yeah, the code's all out there in the source code. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot to change the... Wait. Yeah. Right. Let me change the this thing. Damage. Over here. Damage fire to damage. Okay. Let's change it to just damage chem. That. Yeah. Okay. I think it worked. Cool. I think there's a problem where multiple acid puddle triggers are overlapping each other, and if the player, their bounding box is in two separate puddles, they'll take double damage or triple damage or however much puddles there are around them. So I think we might want to have some kind of thing that limits how often you can take damage from these things, from the chemicals. I think maybe you can just add it right here. And game local build time is more than last chem damage time plus 300. And we could change the, so being 2 seconds and then the acid is actually feels like a lot of time. Let's bump it down to 1000. Uh-oh. I broke it. Chemical time is more. Why is this not working? Chemical time is more than last damage time. Oh. Okay, I guess it's working. Cool. Sweet. Good. Great. So we also need to reset this number if the player has not taken chemical damage in a while. The best way to do that. Think. There you are. All right, this feels like a good place. If flammable time is more than last chemical damage time plus 400, and reset that number. Well, let's try it out. All right, let's try. So hopefully it should reset itself. Hey, it worked. Cool. Good. Okay. Where are we actually? Image. Let's see if I can just multiply this times and so hopefully it'll do the small damage and then it'll do the big major damage if you stay in the puddle for too long. Nope, not working. Gotta tone down that effect too. It is giving me a headache. Time. All right. So the damage thing is not working. Let's try to find what's going on here. Oh, the health is being calculated right here. Okay, all right, okay. So hopefully, what if I just moved this entire function before health is calculated? Or is it? There you are. Okay. Hey, look at that. It works. I wonder if 1 second is too long. I'm always kind of concerned about making games. I think what I think is usually too easy ends up being fine for people who are not developing the game. So I'm not quite sure how to. No, I think that's a good amount of time. I think reacting in less than a second is kind of being mean for this specific thing. Cool. Wow, it works. I love it. So if you stay in the puddle for under 1 second, then you're okay. But anything more than that, you start getting wrecked. Yeah, good. Let's make some constants for that, so that we're not hard coding numbers. What do you call it? Low damage time. How long you can stay in. fix that. We want a chem damage multiplier. Yeah, cool. We'll leave it there. Let's try it out one more time. It's pretty punishing. Maybe 1 second is too short. I'll do 1.5 seconds. All right, cool. Great. Let's check that in. Cool. Anton says, I've been playing a lot of Quake and Doom lately. Will this game have the player yarg, arg from damage? I think that is sorely lacking in most games. Yeah, I'd like to get a voice actor to do some effort grunts. I think that'll be that'll add a lot to this game. I am excited for that. Eric's comic says, can't wait for the return of Doom Guy's grunts in Doom Eternal. Mouse Fountain says, I want a supercut of every jump sound in an FPS. Anton says, especially the Quake 1 lava scream. The one in Quake 2 is nightmarish. Yeah, I remember the Quake 2 character, when they fall in lava, they make a scream sound that is... it's like a person's soul getting ripped out of their body. It sounds like they're having a very bad day. It's very memorable. I can still hear it in my brain. Mouse Fountain says, can you foresee situations where you're trapped in a corner or something with it, with the acid puddle? I mean, I guess that's the part of the gameplay, is that the acid puddle just kind of removes a part of the level. I think it'll be kind of a fun thing to play with, because I want the AI to not throw traditional grenades. I want them to use this one instead. And I think it'll kind of create a fun thing, like a fun dynamic where the player or the AI is like constantly denying you areas to go in the level. So you have to kind of like find, instead of just staying in your safe nook where you're just murdering everybody. I like the idea of forcing the player to relocate every now and then. Eric's comic says, is the damage sound going to be different, like a flesh melting sound instead of a bullet hit? Yeah, I think it needs that, because right now it's kind of hard to tell what's happening. Like right now it just feels like you're getting shot a lot of times, which doesn't read very well. What I would like to do is some kind of screen effect. I think it's kind of funny in some FPS games where when you are on fire, it'll add like a strip of fire gifs on the bottom of your screen, um, represent you being on fire. I guess it's like fires on the bottom of your eyelids. And I think it'll be kind of funny to do something similar for acid or for the different damage types. Yeah, I'd love an acid effect where there's like, I don't know, sizzling purple stuff on the bottom of your screen. Mouse Panda says, what if the acid was a bit blinding too? That'd really increase the panic. That'd be cool. Maybe like your screen just gets engulfed in pink or magenta. Eric's comic says, I love the Half-Life 2 fire damage sound. Only time we hear Gordon's voice. What? I didn't know that you hear Gordon yelping when he's on fire. That's cool. I always thought Gordon was had his voice cords removed. Huh, I didn't know he made noises. That is good to know. Alright, I'm gonna call it a day for now. Thanks for joining me. This stream went a little bit longer than usual, but we got this thing pretty much in a pretty good position. I think it's playable now, which is really cool. I'm kind of surprised how fast it went. Cool. I will see you all next time. Have a good weekend. Take a little break from whatever you're doing and enjoy yourself. I will see you next week. All right, bye for now.